Hey everyone! Welcome to another reading vlog. I don't know why I'm so excited. Okay. What is my hair doing there? Oh, I ran in the rain because it was storming outside and I forgot to park my car in the garage.
Does this scare you?
Because I was planning on getting some fuel for my car and then I realized the prices are dropping on Wednesday, so I might as well just ew, the fly touched me. I might as well just wait until Wednesday morning to go get some petrol. So that's what I'm going to do. So now it's going to chill in the garage for like 2 more days. Anyway, not the point I'm trying to make. So you are here for a reading vlog, and that is what we are going to do. And what we're going to do is In Death by Cornelia Funke. I really want to finish the series. It's not a bad series. It's just middle grade, and there's nothing wrong with middle grade. I just feel like the story could have stopped at Inkheart. That's how I feel. Look, the covers are beautiful. I love the covers. And I think that's also the main reason why I bought this, was because of the covers. So we're gonna see how this goes. And if I don't enjoy it, then someone can have a trilogy of Inkheart.
Honey, you've got a big storm coming.
What this book is about. I'm not going to give you everything for spoilery context. I'm sorry, I keep turning with this chair. It's very fun. In Inkheart, which is the first book of this trilogy, we follow Mo and his 11-year-old daughter Maggie. And how this story actually starts off is Mo reads out of a book without knowing that he can read characters out of a book, while Maggie, I believe, is still small. So what he then does is he reads villains out of a book called Inkheart, and then he reads his wife into Inkheart. So it's this whole switcheroo thing happening. I'm going to put this thing down because it's going to whack me in the head and then I'm not going to be very happy. I think 10 or 11 years pass, or Maggie is 12. I can't remember. Anyway, she's around there. And then one of the characters show back up at Mo's door and he's like, I need your help. I really need your help. There's things going on and we need you to defeat it. At first Mo's like, I'm not going to help you. Obviously not, because you ruined my whole family. I don't want anything to do with you. And then he's like, it's the bad guy. He's trying to take over your world. And so Mo and his daughter Maggie go on this adventure. And Maggie is kidnapped. Mo is going berserk because now his daughter is also taken away from him by this evil guy, and it's slowly Maggie realizing that she has the same powers as her father, and her father freaking out because he doesn't want her to possess the same powers. It's a very nice coming of age story full of fantastical magical elements. I mean, the world building is beautiful. This book is 699 pages. If I read 200 pages a day, or 250, yeah, I might make it. Might just make it. It's around about here. 250. There we go. It's like a book a day. Obviously, I think today is not counting because I'm starting this late. It is my watch is on charge. It's 4:45 right now. So maybe if I read like 80 pages, I'd be happy. 100 even. I mean, the text is huge, so it's not going to be that bad. I first actually just want to stretch this book out so that I can read with ease without going, like, I don't mind bending the spines anymore, but this is such a nice spine that I would rather not. I really do hope what I'm going to do now, like curating your book spines or whatever they want to call it, I really hope I'm not going to damage the book. If I do, it's not the end of the world, but also, you know, it is what it is. It's floppier. All was going well up until the point where I started, I don't know if you saw, shifting the pages, and then it just, I mean, you can't see it much. There, you can see some riffs, but other than that, I don't think it's going to be that major issue. I can at least do this now and bend it further. Whatever. It's gonna get read anyway, and it was going to bend anyway because the book was so stiff that I was just like, whatever. Hey everyone. Okay, so where's my book? I am officially on 29% of this book, and the aim was to reach 50% today. I have not picked this book up since last night, mainly because there's a lot of stuff going on at work right now, so I can't just pick up my book and read. What I also wanted to say is I've been bending the spine willy-nilly all day. So whatever I was doing with the spine in the B-roll you saw, it didn't help. So I can just as well have left it. This book is dark. I mean, it kind of gives it away in the cover as well as the name, Ink Death. So in this book, we see how Maggie's father, Mo, he slowly becomes a person that Maggie's mother, whose name's Risa, I think, she starts seeing her husband fade away from her, and he becomes more of a character in the book. Like he was always the one who wanted to get out of this world, and now he's being sucked in it even more. So minor spoilers there, the whole family is like in the book, in Inkheart essentially. And what Risa is doing is she's becoming more and more determined to go back home. She doesn't want to be part of this book, well, this world, because it's getting even more and more darker. Like men are being killed off, and children are becoming orphans, mothers are struggling to make ends meet, and it's dark times in the world of Inkheart. So now Mo has become like a vigilante to the people, but there's also a big price on his head because of some things he did to one of the rulers. So now, because Mo is this kind of vigilante, he actually puts himself a lot in danger. And that is because the writer of the story, who's also in the book, it's a very complicated situation. You wrote Mo as the Blue Jay, the vigilante guy. I don't know if you have been following. And he explains that he's always looking for danger. Even though he can escape danger, he's always looking for it. It's like fuel to his blood, whatever, that kind of thing. And Mo continuously puts himself in danger because of this. And Risa is afraid because she's pregnant. She's afraid that he's going to die in this book and she will have to raise the baby in this world alone. So naturally when Mo's captured, everyone's like, well, Maggie freaks out, Fenolio, who's the writer of Inkheart, freaks out, you know, and they run to Risa. And Risa is like, she instantly turns on Maggie and asks her, how can you allow your father to have done that? And I was like, you can't blame a child for someone else's actions. And it was also, she said something along the lines of her eyes were telling her, how could you have allowed him? Why didn't you stop him? And I was like, a daughter shouldn't be able to control her father, you know, that kind of thing. So I understand where the strained relationship comes from, but I feel like a mother should not expect her daughter to be able to influence her husband. You know, he's a grown adult. He can make the decisions on his own. Everyone, okay, so I might look a little bit disheveled. We were everywhere today, but anyway, that's not why you're here. You're here for an update on Inkheart Death. That's in death. Okay. So I reached the 50% mark. I'm just like over 50% now. And I can say that this book is way more intriguing than it was in Inkspell. Inkspell was just, it felt like everything was just too slow to move. So eventually when we got to the plot and everything, I was just like, okay, I'm ready for this book to be over. But this book I don't actually want to put down. There was only one reason why I had to put it down yesterday. It's because I really didn't feel well. Everything was sore. It feels like I was having flu symptoms, and I was just like, okay, I'm not going to read. But this morning I started reading again. But yeah, I'm thoroughly enjoying this book. I don't have a lot to say other than expect some very dark stuff for middle grade. I don't even know if this can be classified as middle grade anymore. It should probably just be fantasy, young adult fantasy. There's obviously some things that you can still classify as middle grade because of the young characters, but I feel that the fantasy grew with the characters, so now we are in young adult fantasy instead of, or very like older teen fantasy. I guess you can call it young adult. So yeah, it's very good. It's just a very long book, but it's not as slow as what Inkspell was. Inkheart as well, it was flowing. Inkspell, I just felt like there were some issues, like the writer of Inkheart, Fenolio. I think we just continuously had to read about his trials and tribulations and the fact that he feels this should happen to the book and this should happen to the book, and it was exhausting. But in this book, you get so many perspectives of so many characters, and it's interesting how they incorporate a book within a book. Really enjoying it. I'm hoping to get to the 75% mark tonight and then close off this book tomorrow. I'm excited. I'm excited to see where this thing goes. Obviously, I have an idea because the author is playing towards it, but also so many things could go wrong in the next 300 pages. So we are silently and patiently waiting for things to get better. Things are not better right now. It is the darkest times in this book, but we're hoping everything goes well. Hey everyone, happy Monday. You're seeing this quite a ways after I finished Death. Wow. I did, once again, film an intro, and I'm pretty sure I deleted it. I don't even know what I'm doing with my life anymore. So yeah, I finished it. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. Yeah, I really love this book. Ow! I don't know what I just did there, but okay. It's very dark at times. It really was. I was quite surprised with some of the dark themes in this book that made me think, is this really appropriate for, middle grade? But then again, looking back at like The School for Good and Evil, there's also dark elements in there as well. I don't know. I just felt like there was a lot of death in Ink Death. So it was really weird for me, but it was very good. Like, I really enjoyed it. The thing that stood out for me, because this is a book within a book, one of the characters, Ressa, Maggie's mom, she watches her husband give himself up for the safety of the children of this world. And she asked this to herself. She's like, what's the matter? Didn't you always love to read such stories? And I was sitting there thinking to myself, that's actually true. Like, take for example, The Hunger Games. I really love that series. And I love everything that happens in it. Obviously not for the character's sake, but the world building is exceptional. And the character growth is beyond exceptional in that series. And I just love everything about it. And then you come to a point where you're thinking, if this happened to you, wouldn't you also be upset about it? Wouldn't you also think, this is actually not what I envisioned my life to be? There were so many things happening, so many backstabbing stuff. There's one bad guy. He was working on my nerves. We never know what happened to him. He disappeared at the end of the book. And I was like, shouldn't we get closure as the reader who's been put through a lot of heartache due to this character? Shouldn't we, just get the peace of mind that he's dead? But we don't get that. He just disappears. And there's no indication of whether he survived once he left or if he's actually still out there, still changing the rules of the book as they go along. So yeah, it was very interesting to go through everything. And I'm upset that it took me about 3 years to finish the series. I think I appreciate it more than what I would have in the previous book. In the previous years or so. Especially Farid, he is annoying as hell to me. If you've read the series, you will understand that he has this thing for fire, and Dustfinger as well. He really, like Dustfinger is his father figure, and he really just loves him so much that he won't give up anything. He will give up his own life for Dustfinger. Yeah. So it was a very interesting dynamic to see it, and Maggie finally realizes that this is not how she wants to be treated. She wants to be loved, and she doesn't want to be second in a guy's life, So good for you, Maggie. Overall, I feel like these books don't get praised enough. I see a lot of people complaining and saying Ink Death could have been shorter, but for me, I felt like it was the right length. There was enough exposition. Like, you get a plot twist, it builds momentum, and then you think you're gonna go to the denouement, and then it goes back up again, and you're like, oh, okay, so everything is heightened. You're expecting things to go wrong, and it was amazing. I really love this book. I wish I could read everything and experience it from the start again. But that is going to be my review for this book. If you guys enjoyed it, please remember to like, subscribe, comment down below if you've read either Ink Heart, if you read up until Ink Spell and then you were like, no, this is too much for me, or if you've read the whole series, or if you are interested in reading the whole series. I can guarantee you won't be disappointed. Just take some minor breaks between, because the books are long. That is going to be it. I'll see you guys in a video next week. Bye!